Welcome back, Doom fans. Lazygamer here. So, to continue with our texture theme, in this video I will cover custom switches and animated flats. With animated flats being things like water and other liquids in game, for instance. Though I have made something slightly more basic since I suck at animating anything. To do this, we are going to add another document file of sort, namely the animdefs, which we can where we can define textures to change when activated, like with a switch, or with a continuous animation, like with water again, or other things, like my example coming up. It's not that hard. And I will have example resources to make it simpler for me and you as well, maybe. I'm not an expert at this, so this tutorial is fairly basic, but you don't really need any more, at least for now. There are more advanced functions that I will not cover right now, but maybe in the future as I learn more. So let's just jump into it, shall we? So, here we are again with another set of textures to add, but repeating a thing is a good thing, isn't it? So let's just get started. I have two set of switches that I will add. Optimize, as we do. I'm also going to add these 8 what do I want to call them? Screens. Once again, optimize. Get those bits down. Move it, move it. Yeah, we're in no rush, are we? You can just speed me up if you want. There we go. And of course we need to add to texture, add to patch table, and we save. They should be added. Back to texture, and once again go for tab 4. Tab 4. I'm gonna cut this out and I'm gonna meet you when I'm done. So I'll be right back, okay? There we are. I've just run through them to make sure that everything is scaled. Did it again just now. So there we are. We didn't actually use these, did we? Perhaps I should add them in our demonstration later. Well, we have what we need there. Save. to be safe. Now we are going to add a new entry. We're going to call it animdef. Press OK. This is the first time we have actually added something manually. These were added for us. When we add something manually, it starts as in a WOD, you can say it was something you had start and stop something. You can use these as bookmarks, sort of to have between certain things, but we are going to use it as text file. So when we chose view as text and then we save it again, it's now changed to animations, since that's what the animdef does. So when we add, hopefully correctly, what our switches and flats will do, they will work in game and in the editor. So this first two is going to switches, so switches goes here. This works in much the same way as scripts do, so two slashes like that makes this a text annotation or whatever. The first one is going to be toggle switch, that's right. We are going to use very copy paste a lot here. I have to keep my tongue in cheek as to not actually remove anything that we need to make it work. This will be the name of the image, as will this. Sound is just standard sound for switch in game 1 and 2. We are going to cover custom sounds later. For now, we will stick with these standard switch sounds. This is on and this is off. This must be there. So do not do copy paste and then incidentally remove this. Fortunately, I have never done that. Anyway, this is going to be our blue look. So we are going to use blue key 2 and blue key 4. So blue key 2 And this is going to be blue key 4, because it's going to change from this to that when player hit or shoot. Ticks is just how many seconds to wait, and this is an instant, so it's really not required, but it must be there. Of course, here we are going to start with blue key 4. Remember not to remove that, which I never did. This is not the second time I'm doing this. No. It never happened to me before. Or will ever happen. Nope. Never happened. In my mind, anyway. And it's going to go back to blue key 2. Yeah, I did make a mistake. So instead of trying to fix it with a lot of cuts and adding, I'm just doing it again. It's a repetition for me as well. This time this switch should work exactly as ordered. Now we are going to have the showcase at the end, so let's add our next fully or more animated switch. So it's going to be animated switch black block, and again we're just gonna steal this from here. This is AnyDevs on GZDoom Wiki, a repository for things to learn. So switch Doom is a filter to show that this will only work in Doom. We don't need it because we only work in Doom, at least I do. So we remove it. And this is going to be a black lock, so we're going to use blue key 2 to 4. The name of this switch will have to be the first texture. So blue key 2. We're going to put that in again here. I could technically just remove the line and just have 2, but we have the space, we have the technology, we can make it better, or at least no. This is actually just the name, I think, so we do need it here. It has to start with this. So blue key 2. And I just type. I can type. I know how to type. Blue key 3 and blue key 4 with a tick of 8, so you can see it for a second before or fraction of a second before it changes. I do want to still we have the on and off positions. I would still like to have switch 1 and switch 2. So switch 1 and switch 2. I like the sound, okay? And we just need to reverse the position, so key 4 and key 3. Hopefully I typed it all correctly. I'm gonna check in a minute. Well, at least I'm consistent, so if it's wrong, it will not work anyway. Still tick and tick and no tick, because this is the end, so there's no waiting for anything. And we're going to have our animated flat while we're at it. Static screen, let's call it that. Let's go and fetch. This is an example of all the animated flats and textures in the original, or well, both Doom and Doom 2, I suppose. Those are all the same. I'm just going to steal the top one. This is really the easiest animation of all. Switches are a bit more in depth, I guess. I didn't actually copy it, did I? There we go. And we simply need to change the blood for static key 1, which is the name of my first, and then it's going to be a range of 8 to static key 8. I'm going to change the tick from 8 to 4, so it 3. Let's try 3. Let's try 3. And that's it for this example, except the showcase. I am going to go to the builder and set it up. This is not tutorial for editing in GZDoom Builder. We are really done with the tutorial now. If you have more switch types, you can add them the same way. Of course, in a real situation, I would like to use only this for all. I like this thing when I have more than one or more than two states for a switch. I have made 1 to 4 for all of them. But this is fairly simple. You can use that as well. That's the one the original game uses. 2 states on and off. And this you can use. I'm only going to use it for flat because I don't have anything else to change. But you can. It's the same thing with. That's something else. But this is the same with textures. It's just double the height for the on how it looks, so it doesn't really matter. So when I see you again, we will be in the builder. I'll be right back. So I have added what I said I would. I added a switch here. Our blue key 1, 2, our 1, 2, 3 switch, and behind here is our screen. It's not very complicated. Let's go and try it out. I'm actually happy with my map so far. Yeah, here's my flat on the wall. Well, I said I'd showcase it, I didn't say where. Anyway, switch opens this. As well as this will 1, 2, 3. There you go. It's not very slow, but you can see it works. And our animated flat works fine. Actually, I made this just for this tutorial, but actually I kind of like it. I might keep it. No, I'm not sure where I would ever use it. Not for this map for sure, I think. Anyway, that has been it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something in the process. Next video, I think we will cover more textures, actually, or at least images. Though I've covered it before, I haven't covered it in this manner. We have to add it here to our PK3 of replacing the title screen menu and maybe the help and well, the help screen. I might change more of that as the series progresses, but I think that the next video will be the last image heavy video for now. After that we are going to work on sound, I think. One after the next video. Anyway, I haven't exactly planned it out, so don't hang on my every word here, okay? Anyway, we are done here. I had a typo. I hope I showed that in the video. Anyway, this has been your host, the Lazygamer, logging off. Bye, guys.